Welcome to Hypnosis Health Info. I'm Roger Moore. Yesterday, or actually last evening, on the ferry ride home from Seattle here to Bainbridge Island, a man that I know from the gym came over and sat down and started talking to me, and he said he'd been at his doctor's office earlier in the day, and this man was overweight, and the doctor started talking to him about his need to lose weight and his concern about his blood pressure and his blood sugar levels, and if he didn't take weight off, he was very soon going to be looking at perhaps blood pressure medications and maybe something to handle the blood sugar, and so the doctor was pushing him to lose weight, and the doctor recommended to this man that he do a low-carb, high-fat diet, and even recommend that he follow the Atkins diet plan. And the man expressed concern to his doctor, he said, and he was talking with me about his concerns about doing a low-carb, high-fat diet because of the things he's been reading and hearing about the dangers and risks of doing a high-fat, low-carb. And so he's asking me my opinion on it, and I told him, well, first of all, I was pretty shocked that in this day and age that a medical doctor would actually recommend a high-fat, low-carb diet. Because of all the studies and reports that are coming out and the evidence that's been gathered about the dangers of doing such a diet as a high-fat, low-carb, and the dangers and risks that have come from doing Atkins. And he was asking more about my thoughts and my opinions, and I said, well, first of all, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not even a nutritionist or a dietitian, but here's something for you to take a look at. And I pulled out my BlackBerry and showed him a study, a report from yesterday, which was December 10th of 2009. And the story is titled, High-Fat, Low-Carb Diets Up Heart Disease Risk. And it reads, researchers in the United Kingdom are warning against high-fat, low-carbohydrate diets, saying they significantly up heart disease risk. Dr. Stephen Hunter from the Royal Victoria Hospital in Belfast, Northern Ireland, said in a statement that the risks of these diets far outweigh their potential benefits. Hunter and his colleagues studied a group of obese, pre-diabetic adults and put them on diets, which that's right where this man falls in. One group was put on a low-fat, high-carbohydrate diet, while the other was put on a high-fat, low-carbohydrate diet. Hunter said that in all areas except for cardiovascular disease, the diets had the same health benefits. But he said there was an increase in overall systemic arterial stiffness in the participants on the high-fat, low-carb diet. High-fat diets have become popular because they seemingly promote more rapid weight loss and because of their palatability, Hunter said. However, we now have proof that they do not help people lose weight any faster than more conventional diets, and the potential negatives of increased cardiovascular risk far outweigh the potential positives of more easily sustained dieting and weight loss, especially when there is a proven and safe alternative. Low carbohydrate, high-fat diets, such as the Atkins diet, do not help people lose more weight than low-fat, high-carbohydrate diets. By advocating low-carbohydrate, high-fat diets as a weapon against obesity and diabetes, health professionals could be contributing to a dangerous rise in cardiovascular disease, Dr. Stephen Hunter said. The worldwide obesity pandemic is a major public health concern and strongly linked to rises in diabetes and cardiovascular disease. So again, that was just yesterday. That's one more study pointing out the dangers of high-fat, low-carbohydrate diets. And you know, as I keep saying over and over, I grew up the fat, chubby kid and was overweight most of my life. And the way that, and I did every diet under the book. I've done Atkins, I've done other diets, you name it, I've been there. And what always happened after the diet was when it was over, I put as much and usually more weight back on. And 14, 15 years ago, I weighed about 110 pounds more than I do now. But several things happened. First of all, I changed the way I was eating. I focused most of my eating now on vegetables, on whole grains, and fruit. Totally changed my eating habits, and went from all these stories I told myself of I gotta have the cheese, and I gotta have the hamburgers, and I gotta have those French fries, and I gotta have the cookies and the cinnamon rolls, and I gotta have the fat and the sugar, to a new story of, boy, these vegetables just roasted or steamed or raw taste really, really good, just plain. Or maybe with some herbs and some spices, but it doesn't require fat, and they don't have to be deep fried. And that I can enjoy whole grains, and learning to explore a variety of whole grains and new recipes, and eating pretty simply, but eating real food that looked like it was dug out of the earth, picked off a plant or a bush or out of a tree. So eating the vegetables, eating the whole grains, eating fruit, making that change. And then switching from an attitude and a belief system of I hate exercise and I don't like to sweat and all those things, to discovering that because of the benefits of exercise, I really did enjoy going in and exercising, because I loved how I felt afterwards. I loved the things I can do in my life that I couldn't do prior to exercise. And tying these two together was the self-hypnosis. Learning to take control of myself, having a better relationship with myself, creating a new relationship with food, not only allowed me to take the weight off, but most importantly, keeping it off for about 14 years. So I invite you to take a look around here at Hypnosis Health Info, at the tools and the resources that are here to support you, and also at Slender for Life, and check out my book, Becoming Slender for Life, and the hypnosis CDs that go with that. And then if you are ready and serious about taking the weight off, then no matter where you live, whether you're here in the Puget Sound, I have an office in downtown Seattle and here in Bainbridge Island, or if you live far away, either way, give me a call, 206-903-1232, or send me an email, roger@hypnosishealthinfo.com. And either if you're close by, I'll have you come into one of the offices and do a consultation. If you live too far away, we'll set up a telephone consultation, and we'll create a written program plan, a recommendation that will support you either with office or visits in my office or over the phone, over the internet, to support you in getting to your goal weight and most importantly, staying there. So again, take a look around here at Hypnosis Health Info and at Slender for Life. Send me an email, give me a call, or leave a comment either on YouTube or in my blog posts. Ask questions. Let me know how to support you. I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info.